It was almost Christmas time on the island of Sodor. All the engines were very excited. There was going to be a Christmas party at the sheds. There were many preparations to be made. Thomas and Percy were talking about the party at a station. I can't wait for the Christmas party. I know, this is going to be the best party the Sodor has ever seen. Sir Topham Hatt wants me to take the presents to the sheds. Where is Sir Topham Hatt anyway? I don't know. Probably stuffing his face with Christmas cookies that his wife made. That's not nice, James. Wait, how do you know his wife made the cookies? It's probably best if you didn't know. Oh, that James scares me sometimes. I know, and when he's not scaring people, he's boasting about his paint. I know, his paint isn't even that great. You're joking, right? Oh, of course I am. Have you seen his paint? It's magnificent. Oh yeah, I know. The next day, Thomas was hauling a goods train to the docks. Diesel was there.
What are you doing here, Thomas?
I'm hauling a goods train.
What? No specials or really useful loads to be carried for once?
I trade all my loads as specials. And what do you mean for once?
You'll see.
Then Diesel oiled away. What does Diesel mean for once? And what exactly will we see about? The next day, Thomas and Edward were hauling a goods train through the countryside. Thomas had told Edward about what Diesel had said to him yesterday at the docks. If I were you, Thomas, I'd keep both eyes open at all times. You can never be too sure what devious things Diesel may be planning. And with that, Thomas became worried. Once they arrived at the docks, Edward was being unloaded. Thomas was about to switch on to the other line, when Percy rolled up next to Thomas.
Thomas, my special of Christmas decorations has been stolen.
Oh no, that's horrible! Who could have taken them? Just then, Diesel rolled onto the tracks in front of Thomas and Percy. He was carrying 2 cars that were covered. Thomas knew that it was Diesel who had taken Percy's special. Diesel, give me those cars right now! Diesel heard Thomas, but he didn't understand. He thought that Thomas just wanted to take his special.
No way, Thomas. These cars are mine.
Thomas then raced after Diesel. The 2 engines thundered down the tracks. Thomas was pumping his hardest, but Diesel still managed to stay ahead of him. Up ahead, Thomas could see a dark bend. Thomas knew to slow down, but Diesel didn't. Diesel, stop! He applied the brakes, but it was too late. Thomas rolled up and he gasped. There in his trucks were large rocks and stones. Oh no, he didn't take Percy's special after all. Just then, Percy rolled in.
Look, Thomas, I found my special. I guess Diesel didn't take it after.
That's what this was all about, Thomas. You guys stole Percy's special?
Diesel, I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
You'll pay for this, and I know exactly how.
The next day, Diesel was going around the island. He was looking for a way he could get back at Thomas for making him come off the line.
I'll teach you that, Thomas, to make me come off the line.
Diesel spotted Thomas at the quarry. Diesel was going to give Thomas a bump to make him come off the line, just like he made him come off the line.
I know how to get Thomas.
The coal hopper stopped and Diesel was going to give Thomas a bump. But just then he pulled away. Diesel saw this and he stopped.
Percy, no matter. I will get him next time.
Then Diesel heard a strange sound. Then he realized where he was. Large rocks and stones came tumbling down on top of him. The next day, once he was cleaned, Diesel was back on the line looking for ways he could get back at Thomas. Then, he saw Thomas coming down the line. Diesel then came across a freight car that was left in the siding. Diesel was going to use the freight car to knock Thomas off the tracks. Then, Diesel got the freight car and he forced it forwards. The truck missed Thomas. He didn't even notice it go by.
Oh, of course.
The freight car, however, raced up the side of a hill. The car stopped at the top of the hill and then rolled down the other side. Diesel was just about to leave when the freight car shot right towards him and gave him a bump off the line.
Oh, come on.
Later, Diesel was sulking in his siding. He had just about had it with Thomas.
That silly tank engine thinks he's so great. He thinks he's the pride of the mine. Why? Because he's number one? Because he's blue? What is it that makes him so special? I bet I could.
Guess what, Percy? Sir Topham Hatt wants me to take the decorations from Brendam Docks to the sheds.
Wow, that's a special.
There he goes again, getting all the specials. Well, Thomas, we'll see how you like not having any specials.
Later, Thomas was going to get his special, but he didn't know that Diesel was already there. He buffered up to the special, and he oiled away. But Diesel didn't know he was being watched. Percy saw everything. He was too scared to confront Diesel on his own, so he had to go and find Thomas. He found Thomas down the line.
Thomas, I saw Diesel at Brendam Docks. He's taking your special.
Oh no, we have to catch him. Thomas and Percy looked all across the island. Thomas nor Percy could find Diesel anywhere. Just then, Diesel snaked onto the tracks with Thomas's special, right in front of Thomas and Percy. My special! Percy, go try to cut him off at the level crossing. I'm gonna chase right after him.
Right, Thomas.
Thomas then chased directly after Diesel. As Percy cut him off at the level crossing. Diesel saw Thomas and Percy coming from both sides. so there was only one way he could go. Thomas and Percy went into the siding after him. Thomas rolled up and he gasped. Diesel and Thomas's special had both come off the line. Diesel, my special, what have you done?
Not fair. You always get all special because you think you're so special yourself. But what about me? Nobody recognizes me when I do something special.
Diesel, I'm sorry. I didn't know you felt this way. I don't try to be special. I just try to be useful. And you should too. Getting specials doesn't make you any more special than anyone else. What makes you a really useful engine is how reliable you are.
Thank you, Thomas. I needed to hear that from you.
Anytime, Diesel. Anytime. Now it was dark. Thomas and Percy managed to get Diesel back on the line. Thomas' special, however, was ruined.
I'm so sorry, Thomas. I wish there was something we could do to get back all the things I lost.
Then Thomas had a brilliant idea. Diesel, you and Percy meet me at Brandon Docks tomorrow. I have to go speak to the dock manager. Thomas later arrived at the docks to speak with the dock manager. Hello there, Thomas. What can I do to help you today? Thomas then told the dock manager his plan. Why, sure, Thomas, but you're not going to be able to do it on your own. I know, said Thomas, and I won't. And then he huffed away. The next day, Diesel and Percy arrived at the docks. There, they were surprised at what they saw. A long Christmas-decorated special. It looked grand.
Wow, this is a great idea. But there's no way we can get it to the station in time.
Yes, we will. We just have to work together. The three engines were coupled up to the heavy train, and then they set off. But they had to stop. Henry had come off the line in front of him and was blocking the tracks.
We're never going to make it now.
The engines had to take a different route. The engines had to huff and puff their hardest to make it up a steep hill.
I can't do it.
Yes, you can, Percy. You can do it.
Just keep puffing.
The engines eventually made it, but then there was trouble.
My brakes. I can't apply my brakes.
My brake valve is broken. I can't apply my brakes. It's up to you, Thomas.
Then Thomas applied his brakes as hard as he could, but the heavy train pushed him on and on. Then Thomas could see the buffers approaching fast ahead.
Whoa!
Luckily, nobody was hurt. Is everybody all right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm right. That was some fine driving, my friend.
But now there's no way we're going to make it in time.
Later at the station, all the other engines were waiting. Where are all the lights? Where are the decorations? And where's Thomas and Percy? The engines were worried as the snow started to fall. The three engines were heaving and huffing their hardest through the snow. I can see the station. We're almost there, everyone. And with one final heave, the engines raced towards the station.